Alright guys, this is bulk day 25. Today woke up at 189. That's still good, still around the 180, still around the 190 mark. So I'm actually pretty satisfied seeing that. So what I'm trying to do, because I'm trying to control this bulk very specifically, I want to see my weight at 190 for maybe another 4 or 5 days, and then I want to start going up. I want to start seeing 191, and then another 7 days goes up, and even 192. So what I'm trying to do essentially is see weight gain every 7 to 10 days. I want to see about 1 pound on the scale go up. Now I know it's going to fluctuate according to what I ate the night before, and always keep that in mind. That's why I do always say also to it can be beneficial to do weekly weight checks, because seeing the weight fluctuate, it can throw somebody off. But I'm aware that it really depends on what kind of food was consumed the night before, because I could keep in my calorie range and I could eat strict, but if I did not eat carbs the night before, I will be lighter than if I did eat carbs the night before. So always keep that in mind too. That's why weekly weight checks can be more reliable, because you can really get a sense if you're gaining or losing weight, and you won't see as much fluctuation. So 189, and that is a good sign. I'm still eating at 3,500 calories. I have not really been going over. I've been pretty steady at 35, because before, when I was down at 3,300, I would eat 3,350, even 3,400. But right now I'm trying to really stick to 3,500 as long as possible, as long as I need to still see weight progression. So I don't know if you guys saw my last video. I was talking about how I changed my split, and I took off 2 days in a row. I used the first day, I just didn't have time to work out, but it's still a rest day. And then the day after, I actually chose to take a rest day because I could have worked out. I felt good. I didn't feel sore at all. And yesterday, when I did my arm day, the lifting gods have spoken to me. This was the lifting gods, in my opinion, showing me that rest days are very beneficial and I should use them, because I'm not going to lie, I felt absolutely amazing yesterday. I felt very strong. I went as heavy as I ever did yet in more triceps than biceps, but also biceps I was going heavy too. But because keep in mind, like I spoke about, in my split that I was doing before, I was working out every single day for almost 2 years with no rest days. It was a 4-day split, but now my split is a 5-day split with 1 rest day. Okay, and yeah, yesterday was absolutely a beautiful lift. Not sore at all, very good pump, very strong, good reps. So if you guys have not been utilizing rest days, I would highly recommend just try it. And I guarantee it, I promise that you will notice benefits. Yesterday was full arm day. Now what I did was a tricep and bicep superset. I do love doing these sometimes. I go back and forth from triceps to biceps. Yeah, because I like doing this, because I have said it in past videos, but it is an amazing full arm pump, which I'm sure everyone would love to have if you guys do like the feeling of the pump. So what I did was I started with tricep pushdowns. I started with the V-bar, but what I did was I started at a pretty heavy weight, where 2 weeks ago I was doing this weight for only 10, but yesterday I got this weight for about 14 or 15 reps. So that's also another thing. In this bulk, I am noticing strength gain already, and I'm noticing more size. So then right away, I went from the tricep pushdowns with the V-bar to bicep curls with the straight bar. I would go back and forth with them, and I stayed with this exact superset with this V-bar for, I want to say, 3 sets. Now, in my mind, before doing these tricep pushdowns, I wanted to French press today or do some kind of skull crushers, some kind of behind the head, and I like to warm up my elbows before doing any sort of behind the head movements or French press movement, because it can be taxing on the elbows. So I like to warm up really heavy, my normal weight on tricep pushdowns, and that's what I did. And I decided yesterday to do behind the head skull crusher type workout with the cable. I used the V-bar. Now, I went at a decently heavy weight. I could have went a little bit heavier. I got about, I think like 12 or 13 reps, and I did not love it, honestly. It was just awkward. I prefer using the barbell or a preacher bar or a straight bar, you know, something other than the V-bar on the cable. Maybe I would have liked better the straight bar on the cable, but I went and I supersetted the bicep curls again with the straight bar. I ended up keeping that movement for like 5 or 6 sets, but anyway, I only did 1 set of these behind the head skull crushers, and then I went right back to tricep pushdowns. Now, at this point, I was 4 sets deep of arm workouts, 4 sets deep so far. And what I did was I went to tricep. I went to the straight bar now on the triceps. And that's when I started going really heavy. I went at a very heavy weight. Technically, at this gym, it is my tricep pushdown PR at this specific gym because these cables, the weight stack is a little bit heavier than in normal gyms. And so technically that was my PR. I think I got like 10 reps. And then after that, I supersetted with cable curls. Now, I did not love them, and I will probably not be going back to them anytime soon. It just felt really weird on my back. It felt really weird holding myself in place when I was standing sideways and with my arms straight out and just curling like this. I had nowhere to hold on to with this side of my body or with this arm. So I was kind of just like trying to keep my balance, lean a certain way. But even holding on to something, I have done these in a gym before where I was able to hold on to something when I was doing them, and it just feels really weird holding myself sideways curling. So I just ended up doing 1 set for each arm. I went really light. This wasn't really a good set. I just did it because I wanted to try something new. But I did not stay there. I ended up just doing 1 set there. And since that wasn't a good set, I went right back into the bicep curls with the straight bar, and I finished there. So once those were done, I actually went even heavier on the tricep pushdowns than my PR that I got yesterday. I even went heavier, but I just did a drop set. I was feeling very, very strong. And I only got 5 or 6, but then I ended up doing 2 drop sets. I kept dropping the weight. And I went on to doing bicep curls with the barbell with 25s on each side. At that point, my biceps were fatigued, but I still felt good strength. And those reps normally are not easy to do for me, but I still ended up getting like 10 or 11. So it is a very, very good sign. So far, this bulk has been beautiful. I haven't been bulking for that long. It's almost been 1 month, but beautiful thing to see and to feel. After my first 3 or 4 sets, I started going at heavier weight, and I was only trying to get 7 or 8 good reps to absolute failure, but I would include a drop set. So yeah, so I just want to, sometimes I like to change up my lifting because normally I lift very high volume. I do my real sets before the drop set. I would do like 10 to 15 reps, but yesterday towards the end, after the first 3 or 4 sets, I was going to maybe like 7 to 9 reps with a drop set and just going really heavy on those 7 to 9 to failure. Yeah, I just like to change it up sometimes. And yeah, so after doing those pushdowns, I went on to doing single arm pushdowns, my 5x5 style, and that's exactly what I did, but I was going to 15 reps. So for these, I was going back volume based because I was more fatigued. So I was going my 5x5, 5 with my weak arm, 5 with my strong arm, back 5 with my weak arm, 5 with my strong arm, and then back to back until I was getting to the point with failure and I started counting my reps. And I did also include a few assisted reps with those single arm pushdowns. But then right after those, I would just superset it with, as soon as I was done with those single arm pushdowns, I would superset it with rope extensions. Now, do you see why these 5x5s are actually a good idea? Because say if I would go 10 reps in my left hand, or let's say I would go to failure with my left hand with the single arm pushdowns, and then I would go to failure with my right arm for the single arm pushdowns, and then I would superset with the ropes, my left arm would be more fresh on my right arm, and it wouldn't allow me to get a good set per se, because one side would be more rest than the other side, and that means that one side would be a little bit stronger. So that's why these 5x5s are very beneficial, especially in cases like this, because I was able to a good superset with the ropes right after, and that was actually a really good superset. It went from a nice push down to a good squeeze and burn with these ropes with the superset. And I would right away superset with the barbell curls. Same weight, I stuck with this weight. And at this point, I started getting 8 reps, even 9, and then I would try to pause for a second and bang out a few more. But this is when I started getting really fatigued. So in total, I want to say that I did 10 sets of arms in total. So I did about 10 supersets with biceps and triceps. And then after that, I went on to show you guys my pump. I feel like my arms were looking pretty good here. I show you guys what I look like when I'm pulling off my shirt, no flex. You can kind of see my arms are already pumped up without even flexing. That's beautiful. And then I started to show you guys some different poses. Like I always say, I'm trying to get better with the posing, but as time goes on, I will get better. So yeah, pretty good lighting area, and my arms are looking pretty nice. Once I showed you guys my pump, I just went on and I did a few sets of forearms. I didn't do many. I did like 3. I think 3 or 4 sets of forearms. I did upper and lower. And yeah, and I just feel that my forearms don't need that much work. They are pretty equivalent to my biceps and triceps, so I don't have to do like 6+ sets. But yeah, after those sets, that was the completion of the arm day. All in all, very good workout. I am looking forward to this new split, to this new 5-day split with 1 rest day. I'm really looking forward to it because I just want to see how my leg days are going to look in the future and my chest days are going to look. I'm going to feel stronger, I feel like, and just feel more fresh and ready to go before the workouts. So for these next few days to come, technically it's supposed to be a rest day for me after my next leg day, which will be the next video. But I'm not going to do that because I just took off 2 days a few days ago. So I'm going to go through this cycle one more time, and then once my next leg day is complete and I did it, I will take a rest day that following day and we'll go from there. So guys, so far, so good. This bulk is looking really good so far. I'm still pretty lean and my abs are still showing. I'm still looking vascular. I'm not gonna lie, not as vascular as I was at 1900 calories, of course, because that's just the nature of the game. In my mind, I know that I'm not going to be extremely vascular like I was before I started bulking, like when I was cutting, but I just want to have some veins appear and my abs still showing pumps. But that's the nature of the bulk, you know. I'm just going to put on fat no matter what because at the end of the day, I'm in a calorie surplus. That's why calorie maintenance is good for just starting. But I think to a certain point, your body gets used to a calorie maintenance, and that's when you have to start including surpluses. That's what I believe, at least. But so far, my working out and my dieting logic has been very beneficial, and I have seen results. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing. I'm gonna keep throwing in a little test here and there, and if I notice something isn't going the way that I thought it would or the way that I wanted to go, I just stop and I readjust, and that's how this whole process is gonna go. Say if I notice I'm getting too chunky, I would lower my calories at 3,500 if I was getting too chunky, I'm saying. Or opposite, say if I notice I'm not putting on enough size at 3,500 calories, I would bump up my calories. So as I go on with this bulk, I might adjust here and there and re-strategize and think of a new way to go about it. But so far, so good, knock on wood. Don't want to jinx it, but next workout will be full leg day, and I will see you guys in the next video.